Ooh. Did I get everything? Nope. Not everything now. I still don't know how to actually list this on our website for you guys to download. Ooh, trying to figure out if I'm gonna do a reading. Hold on, you guys. Let me flip the camera around. This one don't have a camera mirror over there. Okay. All right, you guys. So we're ready to start. I told everyone in my stories that I was gonna go live so that we can talk about spiritual DNA codes and your authority keys. And hopefully everybody got their list, okay? All of my phones are on a charger. Everything's on 100%. So we are ready to go. If you guys have questions, please drop your questions in the chat. If I have enough energy, because we're probably going to be close to about an hour on this. If I have enough energy, then I will definitely pull a short reading for you guys, an oracle message reading, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So for those of you who don't know, today we're going to be talking about spiritual DNA codes, why you may be having financial issues, why you might be having lack of purpose issues, why you may be having just problems, period. Okay, we're going to be talking about your DNA codes and how to actually work with them today. With a lot of you may know them, you may not know them, okay? And these codes do change, okay? They do change out, but nevertheless, you still have them that's in your actual DNA energy, and they can either be active, partially active, dormant, or blocked, okay? So just all three of those things, okay? So what are spiritual DNA codes? Your natural energetic traits, patterns, abilities that shape how you think, move, speak, create, attract, and lead. Now, I have a whole 100 list of DNA codes. I don't know how to deliver this to you guys. I don't know if I want to give it out for free or if I want to actually charge. It's pretty lengthy, but it's 100 different DNA codes. It also talks about in here your block codes. And so we're going to talk about that real quick. Okay, so let's say if you are someone, Tiffany, I'm always going through financial issues. I'm always having issues with money. I make money, but I can't keep it. It just leaves up out of my hand. Or let's just say if I don't know how to make extra money. Let's say I make the money, but I don't want to make extra money, or I want to transition into new ways to make money, right? What happens is that, and what you don't realize is happening is that you have a poverty or a scarcity code that could be blocking. You can have an overextension code. You can have a conflict avoidance code. These are all codes. Let's talk about some more of the blockage codes. You have relationship ones. Okay, so here go the money ones. These are the scarcity and wealth code lists right here, right? So what this one is, you can have a poverty identity code, instability code, money equals conflict code. This is where wealth starts to trigger you. You get money and you don't know how to act. You got to spend it, things of that sort. You can also have a fear of visibility code, because the fear of visibility code will also block. It will also, let me take this slip off of here. Hold on, guys. All right, I don't want nobody to see that. It can also block your finances as well too. All right. So you can have a burnout code where you feel like you got to keep working and keep exhausting yourself. You can have a self-worth pricing code where you're undercharging. Now, you have those codes that are what is going currently operating. Okay. So your operating system, let's say your operating system like your laptop or whatever. Okay. Your operating system like your laptop. And currently what's operating in the background is all of these different types of scarcity codes. You have scarcity codes, you have relationship blockage codes. Like, let's say if you can't attract your partner, you know, I can't get the right partner, or I'm always getting the partners that are always doing this and that and that. You can have blockage codes outside of contracts, because of course you have contracts too. We're not talking about spiritual contracts. We're talking about DNA codes and authority keys today. Then you have authority and block codes as well too. You have nervous system emotional block codes. These are all the master. I have a whole master list of all codes that can block you as well too. I may just send this out to the people that order the list or whatever like that, right? So then you have to remove these codes, and then you have to put in other codes. Like, you want to put in codes that are like your wealth code. Like if you have a wealth code, but the wealth code is blocked because it's blocked by a poverty code. So that's how they actually work. These are basically your personality wiring, your spiritual gifts, your behavioral tendencies, your decision-making patterns, and your emotional responses. It's how you are designed to operate on your highest level. Okay? And I'm telling you, this is like the code. Once I figure this out, once I crack this code, honey, y'all, okay, I'm trying to tell you, this is the tea. This is where it's at. Because here's the thing, right? For a very long time, I was operating on a whole scarcity pie. I had a poverty contract on my ancestral bloodline. I was in a poverty contract. I had a scarcity mindset. I was only thinking I need to make enough money so I could pay my bills. That's all as far as I was thinking. I wasn't ever thinking outside the box. So this is what creates the scarcity mindset actual code. And I was like, dang, why can't I never get my business over 5K? I could never get it over 5K. And so I was just like, what is going on? You know? And that's when I went in deep, and I realized my nervous system was coded for scarcity. My nervous system was programmed for poverty. It's the same thing with relationships and love. My nervous system was programmed for intensity. My nervous system was programmed for chaos, drama. Oh, if you're not causing me no drama, if you're not causing me no chaos, if you're not causing me no confusion in my life, oh, you must don't like me or love me. You see what I'm saying? So our nervous system, which is the program that we operate on every single day, which is one layer to your mental system, nervous system, subconscious mind, all of that is running every day on a basis. So how you spend, how you look at money, how you look at love, how you look at people, it's basically your emotional responses. I literally have on my board upstairs in my room, because I got 2 boards in my room. Tiffany, no emotional spending. As bad as I love to go out every day, I have to cut Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Dutch Brothers, all of that down to 2 to 3 times a week. Because I was emotionally overspending by going out every day, spending $10 a day on drinks, right? That's over $360 a month. That's $3,600 a year. I could be taking that money and putting it into my investments. And that was the thing. I wasn't investing any money. I wasn't like, I'm doing well in my business, but I'm not putting it in anything. I'm just trying to survive, take care of my kids, pay my bills. But I wasn't flipping. I wasn't investing. I wasn't putting my money in slots. I had no structure. I had no foundation. And this is all because of the negative coding and programming that we're actually used to. Okay? Now, what you need to do is, this is how you need to understand how to actually remove the actual coding. We're going to talk about that too, because we got to talk about authority keys next. So let's make this very practical, and you guys can raise your hands if this is something that resonates with you as well too. I don't know why this camera is like bothering me. TikTok, and this is the one that I want to download this and put this on YouTube. Okay, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, but I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Okay, so let's make this a little bit practical, so you guys understand. How many of you guys feel like you're leaders? Where's all my leader codes people at? Okay, you're coded with leadership codes. Okay, a leadership code is you naturally take charge without even trying. You have a natural instincts to lead, to guide. You could have been the one in the family that always handled everything, took care of everything. You always like, don't worry, I got it. Don't worry, we can have the cookouts at my house. Don't worry, I'll go over there and watch the kids. Don't worry, I'll do it. I got it. You always stepping. Okay, my leader is always stepping. And you know, I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and I'm a Leo, so I'm always the big stepper, okay? The big stepper, okay? So you're coded, basically, that is a leadership code. You're always the one. I already told you what code you got. You got a leadership code, okay? That's what you have. But see, you've been using your leadership code to fuel and funnel things that ain't serving your mission and your purpose. Yeah, you got the cookout. Yeah, you doing the babysitting. Yeah, you may even allow your family or friends or whoever, borrow $40, $50, whatever, right? You like, don't worry, I got it. You at the outlets, you taking care of the whole order, whatever, right? But you're not putting that money. Hey, everyone. You're not funding or putting that money into your actual mission and purpose. So therefore, your leadership goal code, it gets partially active, sometimes dormant. It's like you don't have that glow no more. You don't have that feel no more. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on? My money is starting to look a little funny. My energy's starting to feel a little drained. What's going on? It's because you've been extending that code, that energy, that program. You've extended it out into the wrong areas. Leadership, people who are here for leadership codes, you got big mission, big purpose to fulfill. And everybody don't deserve access to that code. Okay? Now, my healer codes. Where is my healers? My healer codes are people feel safe opening up to you. You sit down, and I have both of these, okay? You literally can go anywhere, and strangers will talk to you. Strangers will tell you their whole life story. Do you hear what I say? They will literally tell you their whole life story. You date people and they're telling you their whole childhood story. You think you trauma bonded with them. You know, these are my people who are programmed. Your aura is programmed with a healer code. The healer code is written all over your aura. That, yeah, this is the person that I think I could drop all my trauma on. This is the person I think that will listen to me. This is the person I think that will hear me out. That is a healer code. You just make people naturally feel safe. But again, usually the healer code people are very highly empathic. So you're absorbing all of that energy. Now you're tired, you're drained, you ain't cut cords from these people who you just randomly talking to. I cut cords. When I randomly talk to people, I be like, okay, Archangel Michael cut all energetic cords and ties from that individual. Okay? So you ain't transmuting energy. You're not going outside, putting your hands in the ground. People with healer codes, you need to go outside. You need to touch the earth. You need to transmute the energy unto the earth from your body that you absorb. Healer code people absorb things and feel things because they know how to pull it up off of other people, and they know how to transmute it and give it unto the earth. This is why you have your healers, your energetic workers, your Reiki whirler. This is what you're supposed to be using that energy for. This is what you're supposed to be using that code for. That makes sense for my healers? All right, we got a few more to go over. We got the prophetic code. The prophetic code, you just know things before they actually happen. A lot of you are prophets and prophetesses. You're prophetic and you don't know how to use your prophetic gifts. You don't know how to activate your prophetic gifts. Prophets and prophetesses, they just know. They have an inner knowing. Prophets and prophetesses have a straight, direct connection to the throne room and to the kingdom of God for messaging purposes. Okay, for clarity purpose. And it don't have to always mean that they have to tell the whole world. Maybe they have to lead and guide their family. There's always generally one person in the family that is either a prophet or a prophetess. They know everything. They can tell you everything, things of that sort. Those are my people. Okay, y'all, yeah, that's a very important role when you're here. Okay, it's a very important role. My son is one. I try to get my son to make sure that he's getting out. You got to be obedient. When you're a prophet and prophetess, you have to be very obedient, very in alignment. And so I try to get my son, because he gets dreams almost every day. And the dreams usually are pertaining to the family when it comes to our guidance. Okay, I'm not a big dreamer. My daughter is, my son is, right? So they get the dreams that come. I already know my son is a prophet. So the dreams come through him, and then he gives them to us. So when he don't get, this is what's crazy, all right, y'all, because he had, I want to say like 2-3 times, instance where he did not tell me the dreams. And then something happened, and he was like, Dad, he's like, I had a dream about this, but I didn't want to tell you, Mom. I didn't want to tell you. Why you didn't want to tell me? You know? So prophets and prophetess, you guys have a huge, big mission. You're coded. You came here probably with a huge contract. You probably came here with a huge contract, and you got to fulfill that. You got to get working in mission. Your job here is very big. You're probably even an earth angel, starseed, prophetess come with big protection, big throne room energy, big vibing energy. Okay? I'm not a prophetess, okay? I know my role. I know my position. I don't try to be something that I'm not. I'm not a prophetess. I do get downloads. I am connected to the throne room. I am connected to the book of library. I am connected to the quantum and Akashic, but I am not a prophetess. Okay, that's just a huge role. So prophetess is usually going to be like your dreamscape people, your intuitive people, you just knowing, that type of vibe. Okay, so yeah, I'm more of the teacher leader type. Okay, healer role. I'm on that side. Okay. Here's the next one, teacher code. So that, hey, okay. So shout out to all my teachers, my people who want to write. You want to write ebooks. You want to teach people. You want to guide people. You've been through some things in your life, and then you like, I think I could teach people how to come out of this or transition out of that. Where's my teachers at? Teachers, you explain things in a way that people understand. And that would be moi. Okay, I love to teach. I love to break things down to you guys. You know, I'll get my markers. I'll get anything to explain it to you guys. I'm a visual learner. Okay, some people are visual, some people are audio learners. So I love teaching. If we need to learn some things, I love to put myself in both positions. So I never think that I know more than the system. I always feel like I can always be a student. So learning and teaching, when you're a teacher, always put yourself and say, I can always learn more. Okay. So you are coded as a teacher. Okay. The next one is my builder codes. And these are my divine masculines. Okay. Divine masculine, some divine feminine, because I do have a builder code too. But some divine feminines are built with builder codes. Y'all be thinking that, you know, and this is what I don't like about society, and mainly mainstream media, because everything is around a man that's supposed to build, protect, provide, all of that, da-da-da-da-da-da. But sometimes it's the woman. If the woman carries the masculine energy, she has to learn how to balance it. She knows she needs to be with a man that knows how to stabilize it, that knows how to ground that energy, and where she's balancing both her masculine and feminine energy. And then she is also the builder. He's there to protect, stabilize, and ground. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, a lot of people don't understand it. They think that, you know, and I always use Oprah and Stedman as an example. Oprah is the builder. Stedman, she's the builder. He's the stabilizer and grounder. He stabilizes and ground Oprah while Oprah can go out and be great. You know, besides all the stuff they do behind the scenes. I'm just saying, okay? We ain't gonna get into that. Okay, but I'm just using that as an example. A builder is someone who organizes, structure, and creates systems. How many divine feminines do that? How many of us actually do that? I was married for 25 years, and as being married for 25 years, I created systems in our household, I created structure in our household, and I organized our household. Women, we do that. This is what I'm saying. You be waiting for your builder to show up, but you are the builder. Stop waiting for the builder to show up. Start waiting for the person that is going to stabilize and ground your energy. You meet people, you get frustrated, they siphon your energy, they're draining your energy. That's not the person for you. You need somebody that's going to stabilize the builder code, stabilize the wealth code, so that your wealth portal stabilizes and expands and opens up. Know your role. This is why I'm saying it's important for you to know what you're coded for and who you're coded for. Everything is not, like I have one client that's coded for, she has a beauty code. And her beauty code is for her to be putting her face out on social media. Her literally could sell anything just because she's coded with a magnetism and beauty code. You have to know what you're coded for. You feel me? Y'all understand me? Okay. The last one before we get into authority keys is going to be the connector code. The connector code. This is where you bring people, money, and opportunities together. You're basically the link between a lot of connections. And I love to do that too. I love to support other people who have their own businesses and things going on, and I source them out. I'm not a gatekeeper, so I don't be like, oh, I don't know. If you come to me and ask me anything and I don't have the answer or can't do it, then I will try to recommend someone out. Okay, that would be like a connector code. Okay, now I don't have that code, but I'm just giving you guys an example. Okay. You don't activate these from stretch. You recognize your codes, you refine them, and you use them strategically. Strategically. And I fought this, I swear to God to you guys right now, I fought this for almost a year. I fought stepping into my teacher role, my teacher code for a very long time, for almost a year. And it was dormant. It wasn't active. And I remember my brand strategist, she was just saying, I love when you get online and you teach and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. But I like reading, and I like being, doing funny readings, clowning people and all of that, and getting into the energy and all of that. I was just so focused on that I wasn't even thinking about the teacher and code, that I was coded for that, and this is what I was supposed to be doing, and this is how I was going to actually step into my leadership. This is how we will think so small of ourselves when we should be thinking so big of ourselves. And I was like, no. They're like, yeah, you're supposed to be speaking all over the world, and you're supposed to be teaching, and you're supposed to be doing that. I'm like, no. I was just like that. I'm like, no. And so that's why you see, like, my brand, it's like I've been working on trying to get it stabilized, which it is, but I've been working really hard to get that to where it is now, because I was fighting. I was fighting who I was. I was fighting the calling that I had on my life. I was just like, no, teacher, y'all want me to teach, start a school, academy. Yes, you have unlocked wisdom, knowledge, and talents. Not from this lifetime, but from many lifetimes. You've been training with this, and that. The Metatronic, you need to be teaching the Metatronic technology because it ain't even here yet on this planet. We need you to get all of this out. And I'm just like, that's a bit much for me, So I was like, that's a bit much for me. So I was literally fighting it for a whole year. I mean, how many of you guys are literally fighting your calling? Okay. It's literally like, how many of you guys have been fighting your calling, fighting your purpose, all of that? Just like, no, I don't want to do that. That I don't feel like, how many people I tell them what their purpose and calling is, and they just be looking, they just be like, I'm like, okay, you'll see your journey eventually, because I was like that. So I have a lot of grace and patience with people, especially my clients, because I'm like, you'll get it. It'll come around, because that's how it was for me. Yeah, according to my report, I am. Yeah, it's like you're a procrastinator. You procrastinating. So you got to stop procrastinating. Now, those are DNA codes. Again, I'm trying to figure out how to release this to you guys. There's 100 different codes. And at the end of it, I don't know if I want to make it free, or if I want to like put a little small fee on it or something like that. It'll probably be like $10 or something. I don't know, because I'm a big reciprocity. Law of reciprocity is big. So be careful when you're getting things for free, okay? So just make sure, like, so at the bottom of it, it's going to be a reset, decree, and alignment command. This is basically where you're releasing negative and block codes, and you're integrating in more positive codes. Okay, so that's all going to be at the end, and it has a ceiling and everything like that. So it has a bunch of codes in there. It's 100 of them. Okay, The good ones. So as you can see, you have sovereignty, builder, healer, seer code. Some of you are seers. You have the prophet code, which we talked about. Teacher codes, activator codes, wealth alchemist code. I am coded for a wealth alchemist. So basically, I know how to transmute people's negative patterns and poverty and scarcity mindset and stuff into wealth. Okay, wealth coding. Some of you are grid workers. You also have a covenant code. You have a throne code where you have a natural governance of presence. You have a womb creator code, and I love the womb creator code. I feel like I'm be talking about this in the class. So I'm going to be doing a class on divine feminine, divine masculine energy. And so I'm going to be talking about how you actually create from the womb, a womb creator code. This is creative gestation power, projects, ideas, and legacy. You can literally create a whole legacy from your womb. Okay, and I don't care what anybody say. If a man became successful, he created it from a woman's womb, whether it was his mammy, his baby mammy. This is why you see, like, I'll use for example, like Kevin Hart. He used the whole womb code of his baby mother to create all of those what do you call those, the comedics, those things and stuff, because you can see the difference of him when he's not with her. You see the difference when he was with her and then when he's not with her, and then what he's actually creating with the one he's with. Y'all feel me? I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but that would be like a prime example. Okay, all right, so the womb creation code is really important. You want to make sure, my ladies, that you keep your sacral chakra popping. I get up and dance every morning. Rub your womb. Your womb is sovereign. Your womb is free. Your womb belongs to the kingdom of God. Every morning, get up, play. Don't play around with the womb energy. Get your womb is right there near the sacral chakra. So make sure you're working with your sacral energy. Let me decline it. All right, now let's get into authority keys, because I want to see if I have enough little energy to give you guys a short reading today. All right. So let's get into authority keys. Hopefully you guys got your list. Okay, so you can see which ones you should be worked with or active and when are dormant. All right, now authority keys. I love these ones. Now this one, let me give you guys a quick backstory on authority keys. My authority keys, and yes, I'm very mystical. Okay, so if you're not into star seeds, earth angelic energy, I'm all that over here. I'm into spiritual, I'm into biblical, and I'm into energy work. I'm into all of it. Okay. Everything that relates to the kingdom of God, I operate off that system. Okay. So the thing is that when I first started my work, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, and I kept getting, maybe even before that, I kept getting attacked in my throat chakra. Right. And I didn't know why. I mean, my throat was hurting, it was sore and all that. Right. And so I was like, okay, why everybody keep attacking? I kept getting my upper chakras was getting attacked. And usually your upper chakras don't get attacked unless you have a huge calling or something that you're supposed, a purpose or something that you're supposed to be stepping into doing. So I kept getting attacked in my upper chakras, and I'm like, why am I keep getting attacked in my upper chakras? Well, come to find out, fast forward, you guys, I had a whole command key that set in my throat chakra that was stolen back in the Lyrian time. You know how old the Lyrian timeline is? The Lyrian starseed timeline is very old. It's almost like the very first timeline. It's very old. It's before Earth. So it goes all the way back. So I had a lifetime where I was in the Lyrian timeline. Of course, they lost the war. I lost my key. So my throat chakra key was taken and stolen from me. So I had to come back in this lifetime to actually regain that key and, get that key together. Well, I started out with one, and now I have 3 in my throat chakras. And I won't talk about the other ones I have in my other chakras just for safety purpose of being online. But I have 3 now. And so once I activated that throat chakra, it was like, it was on and popping, because then it was like, I wasn't able to before, when the key was blocked, I was afraid to speak. I was afraid to say what I want to say. And y'all may think, oh yeah, how, Tiffany, because you get online and you talk and all of that and all that. I was still sugarcoating a lot of truth. I was still sugarcoating a lot of truth, and I didn't know nothing about boundaries. I didn't know how to speak my boundaries. I didn't want to say things to hurt people's feelings. There was still some internal backdoor stuff that I was dealing with when it came to that. And so once that throat chakra key got activated, I started getting this FOH energy, fuck out of here energy. I started getting into that. And it was like, yeah, whatever, F one out of here. I started getting into that energy. And I was just like, oh, the throat chakra key is popping. And I had got me a throat chakra bowl and everything. And so I was like, okay, Tiffany, calm down. What are we using this for? Let's slow down. What are we using these keys and things of that sort for? So that's when I started to get in my command work, my decree work, my scroll work, my prayer work. And I'm seeing things moving. I'm seeing things manifest. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I have 3 keys. I have a teacher key that sits in my throat chakra, a command key that sits in my throat chakra, and there's one more. I always forget it. And I want to say it has something to do with the kingdom of God. Because basically my prayer, when I pray, when I manifest, when I speak, it's just like things just move. Okay. So I don't know. So yeah. So that was my little quick story about that. And of course I have other ones and things. I have other ones even in my upper chakras. And so now I understand why the attack was so big, because they did not want, most of them, the enemy don't want you tapping into your wisdom. They don't want you tapping into your knowledge. They don't want you to understand who you are and where you're from. And so authority keys are the specific way your power expresses itself through the body, voice, and decision. I'm going to say that again. Your authority key is how you express yourself through your power, your voice, your body, and your decision. Okay? This is your power, and this is how it comes out. And the authority keys sit in all of the chakras. So if the DNA code is what you are, the DNA code is what I am. I'm a wealth alchemist. That's who I am, right? But my authority key is how I use that wealth alchemist key. That wealth alchemist code. How do I use it? So that's why when my throat chakra came in, I was like, okay, Tiffany, we know you gotta command and teach and all that, but how are you using it? And that's when I had to understand how my authority, this is how you guys get into your actual spiritual authority, is by understanding how do I use my authority on a daily basis? Am I using it to cuss people out? Because I know some good cussers, and when you cuss somebody out, you be like, dang, I know they felt that. That's what you use your authority key. That's what you use and expose your energy in. To that negativity, toxicity, cussing people out. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you have to pay attention every day to what you're using your energy for and all of that. So for a whole year, I spent 2 hours every morning writing and commanding abundance over my life, protection over my life, clarity over my life, guidance over my life, closer connection to my spiritual team. All of that, I used that energy. I harnessed it in. I focused. I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't dating nobody. I harnessed all that energy into that. And I was like, boom. I felt so I literally see myself every day just sitting on my throne. I see my crown in the spiritual realm. So it was I literally just focused my energy all on that. And then when I met my counterpart, it was almost like, oh, Tiffany, yeah, we're going to send them, but you better know how to balance it, because then we'll break it up. That's how the universe works. They're like, yeah, okay. See, when you meet your counterpart and you're in your authority, because a lot of times the universe and God wants us to get into our authority, our purpose, our mission first. He wants to see that we come in union with ourselves and balance ourselves first before he put us with somebody. Because when you get with somebody, that's a whole distraction. A good one, but it's still a distraction. Okay? And you have to know, can you balance all of that? Can you maintain all of that? Or you're going to get distracted? Because usually when you're dealing with love, and all of us know this, how many of y'all get with somebody and you get the Lulu a little bit? You be like, oh my God, I missed them. I don't feel like working today. I want to call out. I want to spend a day with them. I want to do this and this and that, right? when you get with somebody, even though that person may still keep you focused and balanced, it's the emotions. Like, I'm be honest, my man works 7 days a week. So it's almost like I gotta get on his schedule, right? But when I'm not with him, it comes to the emotional and mental focus that I have to be in. I gotta be mentally and emotionally focused. I can't be thinking like, oh, is he talking to somebody? Is he dealing with this? Is he trying to do me wrong? Is he trying to do all that? Once I'm trying to work and I'm thinking about all that, you ever been at work? Hey everyone, you ever been at work and your mind is constantly on something else or someone else? You ever got in a relationship and y'all was just arguing and you at work and you can't focus? Your focus has to be balanced. So now when I leave him, I have to completely detach and I focus on that. I still do cord cuttings and the emotional detachments from him. And he's not, like, he's a great guy. Like, he doesn't mean me any harm at all. But I still do that because I have to stay balanced. My energy has to stay balanced. I'm very knee deep in my work. So again, that is where how I'm using my actual authority. I'm not letting my authority be siphoned. I'm not letting my authority be siphoned, or I'm not letting my energy leak. When you start to emotionally and mentally get distracted by somebody, you're allowing your authority and your energy to leak. Okay? Now, let's talk about the keys and where they actually sit in the actual chakras. Okay? Now, heart chakra. The heart chakra is your connection authority. This is a key that sits here, and you have keys in all of them. I don't know why I started with it's all of them. You have one in the crown too. Okay, so I don't have all the chakras, but we got the crown, throat, solar, third, and root. And I don't see the sacral as well. These are the main ones. And usually the root and the solar plexus is where your wealth vault sits at. So the heart chakra is a key. You can have compassion, emotional intelligence. And how it show up is that people trust you quickly. Okay? Misuse of this, overgiving. And this was my problem, my big problem, because my love language for other people is gifts. I love buying stuff for people. I do it with my family, my lovers, everybody. I'm a gift giver. Okay. So I'm either a gift giver or I like to take you out, have a good time, all that. That's me. Okay. So I had a big problem with martyrdom, people pleasing, and overgiving. So this is what happens when we misuse that actual authority key. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I have an authority key that sits in my heart chakra, which is compassion. People may feel like you're just warm, you're loving, you're a sweetheart and all that. Hey, oh my gosh, she's such a sweetheart and all that. That's your authority key. But when you misuse it, you're not using it for the right thing. So people with authority keys in the heart chakra, you have to really tap into Christ frequency. I always tell my heart chakra key people, tap into the heart by tapping into the Christ frequency, not Jesus. Okay, I love Jesus, but not Jesus. Christ and Sophia frequency. You should be tapping into that. And by that is how you're going to actually tap more into your mission when it comes to how do I give this authority out? How do I express this out? Okay? Misusing it is you keep giving. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Okay? Yes. Tap into the consciousness. The Christ consciousness sits in the heart. That's why you see Christ and he has the heart that beams from his middle of his chest. Okay? All right. Next is going to be the throat chakra key. The throat chakra key, which I was telling you guys, is a command authority key. This is where you're able to speak your voice, your truth, and your command. It shows up as your words shift people instantly. Now, I do work with my students. I always tell them to make sure their throat chakra is popping, okay? This is what I tell my students. And we start tier 3 on Wednesday. And I'm so super excited. It's all the Metatronic spiritual technology that I'm going to be teaching them. But on your throat chakra, I always tell all of my students and my mentees, work with your throat chakra. Work with your throat chakra. I don't care what you are, because if you're talking about being a teacher, a leader, a speaker, working, even if say you don't want to do none of that, you just want to work with people. Okay? People gotta hear you. Okay? You ever listen to somebody and it sound like a bunch of jibber jab? You be like, I don't know what they were saying to me. They were saying something. They throat chakra command key is not there. So you probably didn't even listen to what they were saying. You didn't really respect what they saying. This go for men too. A lot of men, they throat chakra don't be on. It don't be there. And you be like, I don't care what you saying because I'm not hearing what you're saying right now. So that's the thing. Okay? They lack a throat. They don't have no authority. Basically, they don't have no authority that sits there. You know, you ever been with a man and you don't respect them? He talking and you don't respect nothing he's saying. His authority and his throat chakra is not on. It's the same thing with women. So if people are bullying you at the work job, then you ain't listening to you, they ain't respecting you, you probably got a blocked throat chakra. Okay? The next one is going to be the solar plexus. Now, I love the, yeah, or they yelling and you like, right, you like, I still ain't hearing nothing you saying. Okay, usually people with throat chakra keys, they can kind of get their point across. People really resonate with them. They can hear them. That's how you know it's on. Okay, solar plexus. The solar plexus is my favorite. That and the root chakra. Okay, this is where your confidence, leadership, and decision shows up. This shows up as you move fast and others follow you. Okay, so again, I love this one. I'm a leader. Okay, I'm a leader. I'm a teacher. So solar plexus, I've never really had an issue with my solar plexus. I did a soul grid fragmentation. Basically, I called parts of my soul back to my grid that was stolen in all lifetimes. So this lifetime and previous lifetimes, I did a lot of stroll work to bring back all my energy that was stolen and siphoned from everybody. And I've never had an issue with my solar plexus. I typically don't. And that's I'm usually pretty much a confident person. Only my man makes me shy. I don't know why. My man makes me shy, okay? But other than that, I'm pretty much a very confident person, okay? If you misuse this, and I've dealt with this as well too, you get into control issues, ego issues, and burnout. I've dealt with all of that. Okay, I've dealt with all of that. Control, ego, and burnout. Of course, I'm a Leo. Of course, I had God took me through a huge lesson about control, ego, and burnout. I never wanted to get no rest. I used to be online a lot. I used to work a lot. I never took days off. I used to work 7 days a week. And now I have strict boundaries about my rest time. Okay, so if you misuse that energy, you can want to control. And people be thinking they're not controlling, but they are controlling. Okay, they are controlling. And the control is that you want to create the narrative even in your own life. That's what control looks like to me. It's almost like I want for myself what necessarily God may not have planned for me or designed for me. And I don't know how to co-create with God. So therefore I get in this energy, well, I'm going to strive for this and I'm going to go do this and I want to do that and I want to do that, right? But that ain't even what's in part of your blueprint. That's not what God has set up for you. So I used to control a lot. I was married for 25 years. I feel like I was probably the controller in the connection. I'm not even going to lie. And it was because I was so heavy in my masculine energy. I was very distorted and wounded in my masculinity, okay, on that side. So I didn't know what healthy masculinity looked like. And therefore, it put my feminine energy in the non-existence. So when I got out of that relationship, and therefore, it put my feminine energy in the non-existence. So when I got out of that relationship, okay, you guys, I might have to see. I hope we don't have a power grid problem here in Texas. Hold on, you guys. Because this is... Oh, this cut off. This not going to come back on. So I got to turn off the Instagram one. It won't even let me share it. Can you guys hear me? Hold on one second. Mom?
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't, hold on a second, y'all. Okay, you guys, I don't know what's going on. I might have to come back. Okay, there we go. My Wi-Fi back on. Okay. Okay, hold on a second, y'all. Okay, it's probably just Texas. I don't know. Sorry, y'all. Hold on one second.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
All right, well, I call you when it's going down. No, and the TV and the computer went on. No.
All right, y'all. I'm sorry.
No.
All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm back. Hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll do a recap. Okay, all right. I'm so sorry, you guys. Let me see if I can get Instagram back up.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not letting me share it. So.
And Tiffany, she said the whole neighborhood.
Oh, the whole neighborhood is out, so they must be doing something. So I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm just gonna have to upload this on YouTube, so that Instagram can finish watching it. Because it's always a power problem in Texas. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's always. And I'm like, I know I just paid the bill, but you still never know. Texas is always an issue. All right, so let's get back on here on what was we talking about? The solar plexus and power authority key. Okay. And now we're going to go over to the third eye. The third eye, and I'll do a quick recap. Again, we're talking about we're talking about spiritual DNA codes as well as authority keys for those of who just came in. Okay, so the third eye is your vision authority. This is your third eye. It's your vision authority. This gives you foresight, insight. It shows up strategic downloads and clarity. Misuse of it causes overthinking and doubt. Okay, for my people who do overthinking and all of that stuff. Let me see if I can still do my live. root chakra. So the root chakra, this is where your wealth, so your wealth vault is usually either in your root chakra or it's in your solar plexus chakra. Okay, you need to visualize and find out where it is. I always tell people, don't even tell me where your vault is. I wouldn't share it with people either. Okay, so don't share where your spiritual vault is, because then people will attack it. Okay, visualize it, know where is it at, and things of that sort. But it's either in one of the two chakras. And so this is where you ground that money and safety, your authority key used here. This shows up as structure and consistency. So if your authority key is not there, okay, and you are not utilizing it, you're going to be in fear and scarcity. Okay, you're not going to have structure. You're not going to have consistency. That's in your root chakra. Okay, so how do you actually see what keys you have? Well, if you're good at meditating, or you want to know what codes you're good at meditating, you can meditate and go in with the intentions of where are my authority keys at? Where is my DNA codes at? You can go in with that. Okay, you can go in with that intention. Okay, I think that's about it. So okay, these are mine. All right, so what we covered today is what spiritual DNA codes. Spiritual DNA codes are basically the natural energetic trait, patterns, and abilities that shape how you think, move, speak, create, attract, and lead. These are your personal wiring, your emotional wiring, your spiritual gifts, your behavioral tendencies, and your decision-making patterns. Okay, it's how you design to operate at your highest level. Your authority keys is how you actually use what you are, or use your codes. Okay, so authority keys is basically the way that you power your expression through your body, voice, and decision. DNA codes are what you are. Spiritual DNA authority keys is how you use it. What you are, how you use it. That's the difference between the two. Okay, so that's that. Now, real quick before we move on, I wanted to talk to you guys on how these actual spiritual DNA codes and authority keys lock into the divine laws, because I am going to be implementing more in the 10 divine laws with my teachings. Okay, so the divine laws from the throne room are built into 4 different pillars: the law of truth, the law of creation, the law of power, and the law of eternal life. And each of those pillars is 3 different codes. Okay, so you got the number 12. Okay, then you got 3. You may be seeing the number 333. You may be seeing the number 12, or 222, or 111. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about pillar number 1, which is the law of truth, and how these actually implement with these codes. So in this one, this is the frequency of divine accuracy. It aligns to the creation, to God's original pattern. And that is how the spiritual DNA codes work. They work with God's original blueprint, God's original pattern. Okay? Anything that you're operating outside of that is not in alignment with who you're supposed to be. Okay, so the first one is going to be the law of order. The law of divine order. The law of divine order. Everything moves according to precision, sequence, and divine architect. Nothing is random. So you being here is not random. You seeing angel numbers is not random. You going through that relationship is not random. You stepping into this and stepping in that, or staying stagnant and blocked is not random. Okay, everything happens in divine order. I know you guys all know that. Okay, the next one is the law of identity. You must know who you are. You must know who you are in the mind of God before you can activate your true authority. I'm going to say that again. The law of identity states you must know who you are. before God, before you can operate in your authority. You need to see yourself as God see yourself before you can say, Tiffany, I need to walk in my gifts. I need to walk in my authority. I need to do. Well, do you see yourself as God see yourself? That's the law of identity. God don't play about that. And this is why God takes us to things so that he can sit you down, so that you can recognize, oh, this is how God's seeing me. This is how I'm being recognized by God. You see what I'm saying? You have to have that law of identity kicking in and operating that before you talk about authority and gifts. It wasn't until I recognized, and this is why I don't care about being chosen by y'all, no man, my mammy, my family, no nobody. Because I know at the end of the day, God chose me. You see what I'm saying? I know I have a personal relationship with God. I speak to God. I work with God. He has chosen me. So once I know that, my identity is already on. It's already clicking. So boom, Tiffany, let's work on the authority. Let's get you strengthened up in your authority. And you got to strengthen that up. Authority is not like, oh, I'm just this powerful governor in the authority realm. Because, you know what I'm saying? I had to work to that. You got to work up to that. Because every time God trusts you with obedience or alignment, he gives you another badge and authority. And you're like, boom, I'm working up to that. You see what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing, okay? The next one, the third one, is the law of reflection. Reality mirrors reality. Your reality mirrors the vibration you hold. What vibration are you holding? The inner pattern projects the outer world. The inner pattern projects the outer world. So my reality only is going to mirror what I reflect, the frequency that I'm on. My patterns is going to reflect basically what is going on in my outer world. You see what I'm saying? The inner world. I'm sorry, your inner patterns is going to reflect on the outer world. So if my inner pattern says, Tiffany, let's blow the money, let's spend it on this, let's do that, it's going to reflect in my outer world. Bills is going to be laid. I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to be moving from here to here. You know what I'm saying? If my inner world says, Tiffany, don't trust peace, he got to be up to something. This is how our thoughts talk to us. He got to be up to something. He got to be doing something. Don't trust it. And then I go, that's going to reflect my outer world. Now I'm looking at him with the side eye. Now I'm guarded. My heart is fully closed off. I don't trust him. I don't want to even, you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So the law of reflection is key. And reflection is important. I reflect on everything. I don't know if my sister's still in here, but she'll tell you I reflect on everything. Wait a minute, why was I attracting all those same zodiac signs? Oh, I needed to master a lesson with them air signs, my mental. Oh, I needed to master a lesson with this person and that person. I reflect on everything. Because the reason I reflect on everything is because it's a reflection of myself. If I attracted this raggedy bum hobo in my life, why? You see what I'm saying? Why? You see what I'm saying? You got to reflect on everything. If I'm in this job, why am I at this job? I need to reflect internally why I'm sitting at this job and I'm miserable. Because there's something going on internally that I need to get my world together inside so it can reflect on the outside. So I do a lot of reflection because I want to know why I attracted you in my life. I want to know why I attracted certain friends, certain seasons, certain lovers, certain relationships with my family, certain money habits, emotional habits, my relationship with my kids. They all different. I got 4 kids. Every last one of them is different. They all teach me something. You see what I'm saying? Through reflection. So the law of reflection is going to mirror your vibration. And the more you reflect, the more you grow, the more wiser you become, the more your vibration rises. Everybody be like, oh, raise your vibration, How are you going to raise your vibration? Through reflection. Reflect. And I bet you your vibration going, you'll be like, oh, that's why that was that and this and this and that. And your energy immediately shifts when you get that closure, when you get that reflection popping. Y'all feel me? All right. Anybody got any questions? If y'all had questions, I probably ain't see them. Anybody have any questions? I want to do a short reading for you guys. I have a lot of work to do today. We're starting our tier 3. We're starting our tier 3 on Wednesday. And so I'm excited for that. I need to get working on that. Okay. So we're going to do 2 decks here. I don't think I need no tarot decks because I'm really trying to come out of that. We're just going to do these right here. Okay. And see what message we have from the Holy Spirit, Most High God, Holy Spirit, angels and guides of the highest white light. We thank you so much for this day. Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, I ask that you protect my mind, body, spirit, and soul, as well as the person that's watching alive. I ask that you govern my energy with peace, clarity, and truth. Ashe. Okay. Okay, so do we go... Okay, let's see. Let's go up here. Do we go law by law? What do you mean, do we go law by law? I don't understand that as a question. I mean, I kind of do. I have 10 of them. I think they're on my blog, but I'll repost them as well, too. While in a relationship. Okay, Natasha, I don't understand your question. What is authority? What is authority of presence? Oh, 1 through 10. Yes. So, I mean, I could read the names of you. I'm not going to describe all of them. And then the other question, what is authority of presence? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So, your presence is your authority. So if your authority is on and popping, your presence is going to be felt. It's going to be recognized. You're going to be seen. You know what I'm saying? If it's not, then you have a lack of authority issue. So you have to figure out what's going on with that. And I hope that's what you're asking me. I don't fully understand that question. I think that's what you're saying. So the 10 laws are the law of first allegiance, the law of divine order, the law of no trespassing, the law of seed and harvest, the law of multiplication by light, the law of covenant protection, the law of accountability, the law of scroll, the law of restoration, and the law of eternal witness. And each of these laws are broken down into 4 pillars, the 4 pillars. And for those of you who don't know, these are 12 core laws that was encoded within the throne room. They're the governing blueprints of all existence. One day I'll break them down. Maybe I'll put it on YouTube. Okay, so these are 4 pillars. The pillars hold 3 operational sub-laws, making them 12 in total. They mirror the Metatronic cube, representing a full spiritual authority and alignment across all creation realms, across all dimensions. The first pillar is the law of truth. The second pillar is the law of creation. The third pillar is the law of power, and the fourth one is the law of eternal life. And inside those pillars are 3 different laws. Like I just gave y'all 3 for the law of truth. Okay. Another one would be the law of eternal life, would be the law of covenant, the law of grace, and the law of restoration. Those are the 3 laws underneath there. So and then you got law of power, the law of free will, the law of exchange, and law of reciprocity. They go under that one. So one day I'll break down all these and stuff like that. Okay. I'll break them down or I'll put them on my YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Was there another question here? The camera is a little far away from me, so I can't see. My spiritual DNA says I'm an intuitive leader and an emotional healer, and my code is 1. Can you explain? So an intuitive leader is that someone you're supposed to be out in the public, leading other people using your intuitive gift, and you're an emotional healing. So an emotional healer... The emotional healer is basically what I was saying with this code, where the healer code, where you feel people that open up to you. But so here's the thing with your 2, right? What I would do is that you need to learn transmutation. Because if you have a healer code and an intuitive code, you probably pick up a lot of energy and a lot of people dump on you and you don't know how to like release. Are you releasing it? Do you deal with like weight issues? Usually people who deal with those type of codes, they have issues like with weight because they absorb a lot of people's energy, or their hormones are up and down, or their weight is up and down. Okay, so for you, I would learn how, with that code, you need to learn transmutation and alchemy for yourself. But when it comes for other people and what you're supposed to be doing and walking in your purpose and gift, you need to be helping people how to maintain their emotions, balance their emotions, how emotions can be also very hormonal, things of that. You need to be working on that. Like, you can do classes, books, sessions, retreats, all of that. You have to step into that. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's what it is with you. You probably absorb a lot of energy and you're not knowing how to actually like release it. Those are very big. So for you, you probably have like a very expanded emotional body, emotional existence. And I talk about the 12 layers of the soul, and the emotional body is one of them. And so you probably take on a lot from people emotionally. You know what I'm saying? To you, then you get like, you might get burnt, like you get so much and you're like, you know, like that. Because you're not emptying out that energy out of your emotional. You got to keep your emotional body clean. So in order to do that, you have to learn how to transmute. And then with the intuitive and emotional part together, that's really beautiful. You're supposed to be helping people. You're supposed to be reading people. Like you could be reading people through their eyes, you know, reading people through their palms, reading people's energy, their aura readings, things of that sort. So get deeper with that in a sense. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm also, you said I'm late. So what's going on? Hey, Mika. We're talking about spiritual DNA codes and authority keys. You want to get in my class? It starts on Wednesday. Yep, and prioritize. Yes, Pepper, prioritize. Hey, Kat! Prioritizing rest and self-care is going to be key. Yeah. Do you have weight issues, Donnie? Like, do you absorb people's energy and have weight issues? Yeah, I didn't see your question, Natasha. So you're going to have to try to, like, rewrite it again. Okay? You have weight issues, Mika. Okay, yeah. So, Mika, if you have like a healer code or a healer code or something where you're working with people, then that's probably what it is. But I'm going to just give her the definition of hers, and then I want to wait for Natasha's question, and then we're going to do a short reading. Okay. Sorry, the camera is so far back today, so I gotta like reach over like that. Okay. All right, let's give Mrs. Donnie hers, because I don't know if it's in here. And I think with this list, I want to actually write the definition of there. So she has an intuitive code. These are the blocking ones. Okay, these are love codes. Okay, so she has an emotional code. So you have to also learn not to react from your wounds. Okay, that's all the ones in here. So I'll see her then. So you said you had an intuitive code and an emotional code. Intuitive. You do analyze spiritual DNA, correct? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, honey. And blueprints. I tried again. It's okay. Thank you so much. Okay, let me see if I can stroll up and see if it... Did you put it up at the top? Oh, you said while in a relationship. While in a relationship. Oh, that's all I see while in a relate. What do you want to know about a relationship? Hold on, y'all, because I can't see. Natasha, what do you want to know about relationship stuff? Okay, so for you, Donnie, you're clear. You have strong clear abilities. You also have energy detection. You have spiritual discernment, and you have timing, when to move or when to wait. Hey, Rihanna. This is your I just know power. And so how it shows up in real life, you read people fast, you feel when something's off, you get nudges, and when it's not activated properly, you second guess yourself, you ignore your gut, and then you regret it later. Okay, you attract situations you already knew that were wrong for you, and you over ask for validation. What's your life path number? Because it feels like you got like 11, 22, or 33. Like your energy feels very like an old soul. Okay. Your emotional DNA code, right? This is how you process, hold, and release energy. Basically what I just said. You have to learn alchemy and transmutation. Oh, you're not sure? Okay. And so what this actually is your emotional regulation, your nervous system responses, your attachment patterns, and your ability to stay stable under pressure. So for you, Donnie, you should be focusing on your nervous system and how to emotionally regulate yourself. Okay. And so this is how, which you, like, say if you want to teach this or you want to step into teaching with this type of work or working in this type of work, you have to help people with stress, rejection, delays, how to handle relationships, how to show up emotionally in relationships, how to quickly bounce back from setbacks, whether you spiral and, you know, if you're spiraling, how to get back grounded. That's what you're supposed to be teaching or doing here. And so when it's not mastered, you make emotional decisions, and this kills your money flow. Okay? You overgive, overextend, or you chase. Okay? You get triggered and then you start losing focus. You attach your worth to the outcomes of the people that surround you as well too, or people. Okay? And this is how you sabotage opportunities that you actually prayed for. All right? So that's that. So for you, you can't chase nothing. You have to attract everything based off your emotional nervous system, the regulation of your nervous system. Okay? You have to stay calm when other people are panicking. Okay? So your intuition tells you what to do. Your emotional code determines if you can actually execute it. So your intuition is telling you one thing, but the emotional code is saying, do we have the capacity to do this? And 9 times out of 10, you probably put yourself in situations, if you're working on your healing journey, you probably put yourself in situations that is emotionally draining or feel like it's sacrificing. Okay? All right, sister. Anybody else before I move on? How do you change that? Yeah, you're going to have to work on that. You got to work on your nervous system. Your nervous system for your emotions. Your intuition is good. Like you got to learn how to trust your intuition. But for the emotional code, I would work on your emotional nervous system. You got to do a lot of reprogramming. Nervous system is reprogramming your system to say that I'm attracting, I'm not chasing nothing, I feel safe, I feel grounded. You might have to write your emotions down, things of that sort. Okay? Hey, Cheyenne! I'll move because of that. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Donnie, I'm glad I was able to give you some clarity. All right. Anybody got any other questions before I move on? What did you just read that resonated with me? So basically, I was reading for her, Sharice. I was reading her codes. So she ordered from me her spiritual DNA codes and her authority keys. And she wanted me to elaborate on her intuitive code. She has an intuitive code and she has an emotional code, regulation code. So she wanted me to elaborate on those two codes. Hey, Kiara. So that's what I was doing. Okay. Yeah, so I'm only offering them for a limited time only. I'm about to actually take it off my website. It's $40 on there, $88 if you want more of the description, what I just gave her. And then there's another one if you want activation of those actual codes, that's on there as well too. If you want your wealth contracts and love contracts, that's on there as well too. And yeah, I'm going to be taking those down soon because tier 3, I have to really focus when I'm doing tier 3. It's a lot of meditation, a lot of focus work that I have to do. So yeah, the only thing I'm going to probably be focusing on session-wise work is my soul decoding and contract work. And timeline work. Okay. Oh, hey Cheyenne. I know I gotta call you. I've been so busy. I got a man, y'all, and I just hey y'all, how you doing? Miss you too. I've been working so much. I have a man, so between work and him, it's just, you know, I don't know. And when I get with him, I get delusional when it comes to work. Yes, I have a man, y'all. Yes, I got a man, y'all. It be a lot going on. Yes, the bio, the link is in my bio. Yeah, I do be enjoying. I be feeling like a whole little kid. All right, let's see what we got. Messages we got for you guys. Yeah, I be delusional. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Okay, I be a little delusional. I be in La La Land. That's like I be in La La Land. I be like, work, we're here, huh? And it's so crazy because I'll take all my work, y'all. Like, this is my work. This is what I go through on a daily basis because I have a journal for I have a calendar for everything. This is what I go through on a daily basis. I will take all of this over his house and don't even open it and use it. So every journal, so this is like my journal that I have because I have a brand strategist and I have an event planner. So that's my calendar and my book for this. Then I have a book for all of my students. So every student I talk to goes on my calendar, notes and stuff that I have for my students is Harmony Leadership. Then I have a personal, this is my personal life calendar. Okay, this is my personal life calendar. And then this is like my notes and stuff that I write in, like when I get ideas and stuff like that. So and this is my journal for my Bible verses. So every week I'm doing Bible verses. So this is the journal that I write this in. And then this is the notebook for my clients. So I keep spiral notebooks to write notes for my clients. So I literally be moving around all the time with all of this stuff. And then this is just paper and stuff like that. So I'm definitely like a what do you call those people? Like, I love pens and stationery. I'm a big stationery person. So yeah. And then my daughter, every time I go out with her, I be like, let me see if I can get a new journal. And she be like, Mom, do you really need another journal? I be like, yes, I do. Right, Ray? Ray, don't I need another journal? Huh? I need another journal, right? I was just talking about you, how every time we go to the store, you be like, do you really need another journal? I do. Look into journal ecosystem. Okay, I will. All right. Did I get everybody questions? But she looks so happy. Yeah, I'm so super happy, y'all. And more so it's because of the peace that's in my life. It's the peace. You know, it's just the peace around here. It's peaceful. All right, let's start. See what we got. All right, Holy Spirit, angels, and guides of the highest white light. Let's get into our message today. I'm not going to do no tarot. We just going to do a quick oracle message. We got fear in reverse. Fear is in reverse. Look at y'all. Okay, you're breaking through some type of fear, some type of barrier. Okay, somebody here, I'm picking up a visibility. Y'all scared to show y'all face. Okay, so somebody here could have had like a visibility fear. Okay, This could be like maybe you wanted to vlog. You got health. Somebody may wanted to share like their health journey or talk about their health journey or their experience. Let's get some more. Fear fell clear of it. Oh, you got happiness. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay, so you could be like taking a leap of faith towards your happiness, and you're not afraid to do that. You could be like, I'm leaving this situation. I'm done with this job. I'm done with this relationship. I'm done with this. I don't want to deal with this no more. I'm taking control and power back of my own life. All right, yeah, look, yeah. Somebody think it's a game, though. You got humor, completion, death. Somebody think it's a game. Somebody could have thought you was coming back or coming back to something. They could have thought you was coming to work. I don't know why I'm getting work. Somebody here could be like, they think I'm coming back there. I'm not coming back. Okay? Something like that. Let's see here. So, yeah, you could be releasing something. They thought you was coming back. They thought you was ready to clock back in. Yeah, look, balance. Okay? So your life is coming into balance whether you know it or not. Okay? Balance says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Okay? So you got balance there. Purple, blue could be significant. So crown, throat chakra energy. You could be getting downloads and messages. You said sorry? Why you look like you didn't have a good day at school? You got acceptance in reverse.
I really didn't.
You didn't have a good day? Why? What happened?
I don't know. I just think the grade I thought I was going to get on this assignment.
Oh, you see, you.
I know because I'm not taking up the time to stay. I've always been doing something like those.
Oh yeah, you got to get focused because it's different with these classes versus the other ones. Yeah. You got acceptance in reverse, more purple energy. Okay, so you got acceptance in reverse. Okay, nice. What's acceptance in reverse? Why is acceptance in reverse? Abundance. It kind of came out on the side. Abundance and peace. And denial. Well, so with somebody having a hard time accepting the fact that they're not going to be feeding off of you or your energy no more, or somebody is delulu, denial. Yeah, look, denial, adventure, doubt, love, partnership. This could have been a connection. And you got forgiveness. Somebody wants you to forgive them. Somebody wants y'all to still be like stupid. That's what I'm getting. I don't know what y'all dealing with or who y'all dealing with, but that's what I'm getting, y'all. And you are finding your happiness, you're finding your balance. You could be awakened to something. You could be claiming, like I'm hearing somebody claim back everything that was stolen from them. Okay, so somebody here could be like tapping into their spiritual abundance, their spiritual wealth, and it's bringing about some type of abundance and peace here. And with the acceptance in reverse and denial, I'm getting somebody here don't expect you to be this or do this or something. So you could be afraid to, like, you can be like not afraid to let people go, cut people off, and you know. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like, you don't live in fear. Whoever you are, you're not living in fear. You don't live in fear. You're showing up. I'm getting showing up for yourself. You're showing up for you. You're very grounded, very practical, very happy person, balance, abundance, peace, all of that. It came out on the side, which tells me that you must have been feeding, your energy could have been feeding a lot of energies or people here at one point. Yeah, you could be like, everybody got to fend for themselves. Very nice. I'm hearing you deserve this. Yeah, look, miracle and gratitude. So this is something that you deserve how to do. Yeah, look, perseverance. I can't make it up. You're letting something go here. Like, it's almost like all of these people was like stealing your sacral energy. Yeah, because look, denial root, sacral solar plexus energy. Yeah, denial. These people are in denial that they can't steal your womb energy. Or your something, your sacral, sacral and solar plexus. Oh wow, so your life force was feeding a lot of people or helping a lot of people here in something. Something about your life force is coming back into balance. And that's look, these people are already being grieved. You was loyal, your heart and all of that was loyal to all of these energies. Look at all them energies, them vines. Yeah, look at that. You was wounded, crying, your heart. Like, yeah. Wow. Hey, you could have had hair when you met these people. Now you bald headed. You know, you was losing your hair now after dealing with these people. Yeah, you got enlightened. See, this is why you about to get this expansion. Yeah, you better get this miracle, this expansion. Because you... see, that's what I'm saying. Like, people, like, and you know, I'm really starting to like look at things in a different perspective where it's not about like, you know, being mad at the person and cutting the person off. Because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these people don't even know that they be doing this. A lot of people don't know they be siphoning off your energy or messing with your energy and stuff. People don't know. They don't know, right? It was more the journey and the lesson and the enlightenment was more about how you governed your energy. That's what it's about. It's about how you governed your energy. It was like, dang, I was letting these people, I was being loyal to these people and letting these people drain and siphon and do all this and do all of that off of me. It was more about that. You're like, no, I'm cutting it off. And once you cut it off, that's when your life come into balance, your happiness, your peace, your abundance, everything come into balance. Because you realizing what you was loyal to, what you was sacrificing yourself to. Yeah, whether it's a job or people, lovers, whoever. Yeah, this is why you was feeling impartial. Mixed energy. One moment you felt happy, the next moment you ain't feel like that. You're recovering some type of authority key. This could be a third eye key because this is the third eye card. Where you're now going to be able to see something truly clearly now. So you're recovering something. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, y'all been doing the work, honey. I love my collective. Y'all been doing the workaholic I just seen. Yeah, they've been confusing you. What's fear? In reverse. Wow. And these people don't even realize that whatever this is, they don't realize they're doing this. Yeah, look, acceptance. Fear in reverse. These people just wanted you to be their worker. For some of you, this could be about a job, but I'm really getting with the root chakra. Look, these people wanted you. They just wanted you to just work energetically for them. You could have felt like all you did was work for everybody else around you. Wow. Root chakra, acceptance. They wanted you to accept being siphoned from. This is what they was trying to block you from. They didn't want you to see your happiness. They didn't want you to see yourself in balance and peace and abundance. You're a peaceful person, a very abundant person. They didn't want you to see that. They wanted you to accept the mediocre and the bare minimum and all that. And they could have been really sending people in your life that only gave you this. And so where it's like you thought that you couldn't have nothing else but mediocre. What's happiness? Wow, I'm a happiness hater. Okay, what's happiness? What's happiness? Growth. Look, yeah, happiness hater. Thank you for the gift. You got growth. Happiness hater. Because something's growing for you. And I'm going to be honest with you. What's growing for you is your heart. And when your heart expands, and when you're a good person and you're of service, that's when things come good in your life. See, your sacral chakra again. See, you're using your sacral chakra, like you're going from your sacral chakra being used and siphoned for the wrong things and toxicities and all of that, to now it's being used for service. And that's why something's growing for you. That's why you're happy. You're coming into alignment. You're coming into balance with something. Yeah, you got quest here. Yeah, look, quest and creation. I can't make it up. Yeah, and discovery. Yeah. This is what life is all about. Life is Earth School. So let's learn what we need to learn from the wolves. Let's learn what we need to learn from these people that be obsessed. Let's learn what we need to learn from these people that be trying to stop us from seeing ourselves. Let's learn what we need to learn from these people who want us to accept the bare minimum. I could never and would never. You know what I'm saying? Let's learn from these people. Because God got something else for you and me. God got growth for me. God got happiness for me. God got abundance for me. He got peace for me. He wants me to be of service. He wants me to be of testimony to his will, his word, his power, his plan. Like, what is you talking about? The bare minimum. What is you talking about? Accept what? This is what these people wanted y'all, these energies wanted you to be in. An energy of acceptance, accepting the job, working on the hamster wheel, working and striving for this and striving for that and going towards this and that. That ain't even your wish fulfillment. Then when you get it and you realize it ain't even my wish fulfillment. You get the man and then you realize it ain't your wish fulfillment. You get the job a year later, 2 years, you like, this ain't even my wish fulfillment. That be an energy that be wanting you to accept the bare minimum. Not saying a job is the bare minimum, but I'm talking to somebody that's destined for greatness, that's destined for growth, that's destined for balance. Somebody here that's supposed to be of service to people around them, their family, whatever. Ancestral breaking cycles and all that. You're on a quest. However that quest is. Yeah, I wanted you to be in denial about this. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Somebody wanted you to be in fear. Fear is in reverse. They wanted you to be in fear. They wanted you to be in denial and accept who you really are not. Ain't that crazy? They wanted you to accept the low confidence, the lack of self-worth, the lack of boundaries. They wanted you to accept the poverty. They want us to accept the scarcity. They want us to accept all of these things that we are not. And you know what? I'm getting like even on a bigger scale. I'm getting government too. I'm getting world. They want us to accept these things that we're not. No, we're powerful beings. We're big authority beings. We're big star energetic beings. We're big angelic beings. We are creation. We are power. And it's like they want us to not see that. They want us to not accept that about ourselves. They want us to be in denial and be on a hamster goose chase of this energy of doubt all the time. 1 minute I feel powerful. The next minute I'm doubting myself. I don't need to know all the answers. Let me just let it go. No, you do need to figure it out. You need to know who you are. You need to know the answers to who you are. Systematically wise you do. They don't want you to know that. And this is what I'm saying. When we don't know that, we don't fully see how God actually sees us. You know how many times God be smacking us like, do you see what I see? And I'm being God, to me, I feel like God don't even explain. God ain't explaining. He ain't doing all the extra mile stuff or none of that. God be a simple one word answer and it'd be like, okay, that's it. So, you went through some things because I think you had to learn through some things. What's balance here? What's balance? Gossip. Look, I told you, haters laughed at you for your passions and your goals. Look at this. This is people you had to let go. These people was gossiping about you and look, still heart and sacral chakra. These people was laughing at you, gossiping about you, taunting you, got all this and what you want to say. This could be like a friend group or a work group or a family group or dynamic. Got all this the whoop to say. All of this to say, laughing at what you got when it comes to your passion, all of this sacral energy, laughing at your creativities. Wow. All this to say, when you was doing nothing but bringing your life into balance behind the scenes, yeah, these are people that were haters here. Look, mad because you got the crown. They don't have the crown. They don't have the crown. She got a crown on her head. So you the crown of something? Humble. I'm getting humble, powerful, radiating this orange and yellow aura. Like your energy is just radiating confidence and sacral energy after healing. These people ain't got no energy around now. And then all they doing is gossiping and talking and yoopity whoop whoop. Yeah, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. This is crazy how this is coming out. I'm trying to tell you, this is crazy how this is coming out. I do so without judgment. So these people judge you. These people judge you. God, I'm hearing cocaine. Somebody could be on coke. Like, that's crazy. Somebody on that cocaine. And you know they crazy. Woo, child. What's gossip? Give me one more gossip, child. Somebody crazy. Somebody on that stuff. Yeah, look, gratitude and insecurity. Look at this. I can't make it up. Look at that. I know what I'm feeling. Look. This is the person that has something to say. On that shanola. Somebody wants some shanola. Somebody can have addictions. Gratitude in reverse and insecurity. Instead of them being grateful for you, they were never grateful for you because they was insecure of your power. These people were insecure of your power. Look, gratitude in reverse with gossip and passion. And siphoning off of your sacral and root chakra to get some type of energy and solar plexus. You be feeding your energy be feeding a whole crowd of people. It's almost like these people can't even function without your energy. They can't function without your energy. That's crazy. So hard. So hard projection. Hard projections. And you had to fight through all of this. Look at that. Look at the card. Despondence. Disrupting your energy. Look at you creating. Look at that, you mad and hating. Because they look. Perfection with complacent and workaholic. Watching you. Somebody could be watching you live out your dreams. And they could have been like complacent. They watch you recover, pray. You could have like really prayed a lot to God to get back into your joy energy. You had to pray a lot to get through something here. You could have even cried and everything. I was in church yesterday and this lady behind me, man, she was crying so hard. And she was just like, God, I just need you. I just need you. Like, she was crying so hard. Like, you could have been just crying to God so hard. You know? It's crazy. And people like that don't even be realizing that it be people like this that be blocking. With they toxic selves, insecure selves. Somebody insecure. With a whole attachment. Like, whoever this person is, they got an attachment. Oh, I gotta call Kamara. Yeah, I'm gonna try to call her today. That's crazy. Just toxic and crazy, y'all. And insecure. Let's get the last one. Yeah, look, it came out again. Despondence came out again. Look. And you got soulmate. You ready? Look, your soulmate. Somebody was trying to block you from meeting your soulmate. Somebody's trying to block you from meeting your soulmate so that you can stay attached to them and work. I'm trying to tell y'all, yo, This is crazy how this is coming out. And I ain't even got no tarot. This is crazy how this is coming out. It's literally like somebody wanted you to stay tagged and attached to them so that they can keep siphoning on your energy. Because if they can keep siphoning off your energy, right, then they can keep feeding off of it to live a life of abundance here. That's why I came out on the side. But once you cut them off and cut the cord from them, right, that energy got to go to somebody. That's going to somebody else or to your, it's going back to yourself, but mainly you're going to put your energy into something else. Like, it's almost like your life is being restored. But they was trying to block this person. For some of you, you have like a powerful soulmate connection or a powerful soulmate connection that's coming in. And it was like, let's block that, because if they come in, we going to be cut off. This is epitome of some crab in a barrel bum stuff right here. This is like, let's lie to the government so we can keep our food stamps up. Let's lie to the government so we can keep our housing up. But we going to do it through the energy of the collective. We going to do it through their energy to keep up our scams and our gimmicks and all that. It's something like that to keep them disarrayed and blocked. Child. Get away from these people. Please get away from these people. What's acceptance in reverse? Abundance and peace, please. What's acceptance in reverse? Abundance and peace. Get away from these people. Workaholic and balance and impatient. Now these people are disrupting your nervous system. They're trying to disrupt your nervous system to make you like throw off balance. Yeah, because look, acceptance, look at this, y'all. This is crazy how this is coming out. Acceptance upright, acceptance in reverse. You see how that's coming out? With abundance and peace. I just burped. With abundance and peace, with workaholic balance. They trying to make you not have no patience for what you're creating. And that's what's blocking something. Look, they blocking your destiny. Look, I told y'all somebody coming in who you're supposed to be destined with, but they're trying to make you feel like, they trying to make you feel antsy and impatient. Like you don't have no patience to see something flourish and grow. It's these wolves right here. Whoever these people is. Whoever this is. That they fading out. They health fading out. They hair fading out. They hairline fading out. They skin fading out. They just fading out. This could have been somebody that was feeding off of you since you was a child, your whole inner child. It's all fading out. Look at this. Impatient, creation, implants, and destiny. Somebody trying to block you so hard from coming into union with this person. And then your spirit team and ascended masters is on it. This could be even like you doing some type of portal work. You could be doing portal work, impatient and creation. That's crazy. And you know, I always tell y'all, because you know, some of y'all people, and not necessarily y'all, because mostly I kind of got the, you know, I got the gist of my tribe, my soul tribe. You know, the people that's part of my collective, y'all watch me, y'all watch my teachings, y'all watch my readings and all that, right? I kind of got the gist of my soul tribe, right? But most people really be slow when it comes to spirituality. They really don't understand how people are completely different on a 5D level. People just see people, they be like, no, they ain't doing that, they wouldn't do that, da-da-da-da. That's not Carlos. Carlos is something completely different in the spiritual realm. Carlos in the spiritual realm is a siphoner. Carlos in the spiritual realm is a warlock. Carlos in the darn spiritual realm is a magician. Carlos in the spiritual realm is somebody that wants something. He needs something from you. And Carlos is operated in a different system that's ran by a different energy. People don't get that. You know? So it's like you could have a long time looked at these people. It's like, no, they wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. And yes, they are. You got to put your spiritual glasses on. You know, I don't get people that be like, oh, I'm religious. You know, even in religion, to be religious, you got to be have some type of spiritual. Because spirituality is in religion. Okay? Discernment is in there. Prophecy is in there. Clarity is in there. Gifts is in there. Command is in there. That's all in the Bible. And y'all be really sitting up here like going against spirituality and religion when they all coexist together. It's falseness in spirituality, and it's a falseness in religion. It's falseness in everything. It's a balance. This is the universe. Yin and yang, dark and light. Like, I be so confused. Oh, they would never do that. They wouldn't steal nothing from my energy. What? It can't possibly be. Yes, it is. I'm a testimony of it. It's real. It's real in the battlefield. I don't know what people be thinking. It just mind boggles me. And I went through my journey. Like, I've been religious all my life. I was religious all my life, and then I've been on my spiritual journey for 8 years. I had to decode and detach and deprogram. I had basically a religious programming code that was blocking me from my higher ascension, my higher self, me walking in my actual authority, me walking in my purpose and my mission. You got to rise above religion. Religion is down here. Like, let's get up here. And people don't understand that. They it's just like, so you listening and running by everything the Bible say, huh? That's just the word. Like, okay. All right. I just be like, all right. So, I don't know what to say, honey. I don't know what to say. I just, connections and many choices is coming in. Exactly. I'm telling you, freed yourself from something. Yeah, gesture. Now they want to help. They want to help you grow something, honey. They want to help you grow something. Child, please. I go on and on about it. Yeah, offerings. I can't make this up. Look, they want to offer you something now. Now they want to offer you something. Look, influence. Because, look, you are supposed to be of some type of influence, and you've been getting signs. For some of you, you've been getting like hieroglyphic signs. That's the beginning of something. And look, you got rewards that's coming in and everything. So for some of you, you've been, look, authority. Look at this. You're getting some type of reward because you've manifested some type of authority within yourself. Look at this. And for some of you, you've been getting these hieroglyphic signs. That was the beginning of my journey when I seen stuff. I remember when I would go to sleep and I would see flashes of hieroglyphic stuff. It was like right when I was in that theta state. And I want to say I seen it 2 or 3 times on my journey. So to me, it felt like some type of activation or something when it came to my authority. I feel like you're going through that as well. It's the beginning of something. You're getting the signs of something that is the beginning of something. Yeah, you're manifesting. It says you have the power to manifest what you want by writing your intentions down and by taking inspired action to make it happen. Authority. Rewards. You're cashing in all your good work that you've done. Raises, bonus, and prosperities are coming in. Keep going and keep growing. It's a good time to start a new or a whole new career. And I told y'all some of this there. It's time for you to get moving. What year are we in? Stop playing. What year are we in? And I ain't never even seen this card in this deck. The year of the horse. Are we in the year of the horse? Am I right? Mariana, we in the year of the horse or dragon? Oh, she got her headphones on. But I think we in the year of the horse. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. You'll make good progress now, and you will be able to overcome any obstacle in your path. Big leaps forward are possible. Yeah. We're in the year of the horse. Take those leaps. Somebody here, hey, Manaya. Somebody didn't want you to see yourself the whole time. How you are an influence. Okay. I can't wait to see Manaya do her thing, child. She's powerful too. Y'all powerful. Like, stop sitting around playing around with these people. Step into it. And this is crazy. I can't believe it. Look, ups and downs. I was getting that. Ups and downs. Somebody could be emotionally up and down. And I feel like this is what they wanted you to feel, emotionally up and down. 1 minute you're good. The next minute you're feeling like, holy crap. The next minute you're good. The next minute you're feeling down. Yeah. Allow yourself to move on if it's needed. You need to learn how to move on. It says movement right here and move on when needed. Yeah, like have some motion. Have some motion. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, have some motion. Because you got to keep your 10 steps ahead of these people. You got to be 10 steps ahead of these people. Travel. I can't make it up. I'm getting whoever this is, you're an innovator. Like somebody's an innovator. Somebody's super creative. And you was slowed down by all of this that happened in the past. Now you're about to be rewarded. Yeah, self-acceptance and clarity. Yup, self-acceptance and clarity. You're not letting nobody build you up and through no fear. You're not allowing nobody to stop you from your work or stop you from your mission or stop you from your purpose. You're not doing that. You don't care what a hater got to say. You can gossip, toil, taunt, all of that. You're being patient. That's the thing. God wanted you to be patient. These people wanted you to be impatient, and that was what was throwing your balance off. That's what was throwing your money off. That's what was throwing your peace off. Your love life and all that. It's like people, they want you to be impatient. Yes. Like, I don't want to give myself no type of grace and patience with myself. Like, how you rushing yourself is crazy work. Like, that's some type of other energy. Rushing is the energy of the devil. That's what I'm getting. So somebody here could have been like possessed and rushing you through something. Yeah. Because when you rush, you make mistakes. And when you rush, things don't be built on a solid foundation. Yeah, somebody here ain't want you to create something on a solid foundation. Yeah, impatient. Yep, they didn't want you to create something. And that's what was the block from your destiny. You got to be patient with something, patient with yourself. You got to learn that. You got to learn how to breathe, learn how to let your shoulders down, learn how to relax your nervous system, learn that everything ain't built in one day. Rome wasn't built in one day. Something could be significant about Roman Egyptians. You can be studying this. That's insane, man. That's insane. I'm trying to tell you. It be the enemy. Yeah, empower yourself. Empower yourself. Spirit, let's see. Look, coming out self-sufficient. Yeah. They didn't want you to be self-sufficient. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. And I'm trying to tell you, I used to be like that in the beginning of my journey. I used to think being in a cave, not having friends, not dealing with people, I was so scared and nervous and all that, living in fear and whoop de whoop whoop. That's the work of the enemy. Instead, it's saying God is my source and I'm willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. And when I said that, that's when I started attracting my tribe and my people. When I started saying that, and I stopped attracting people that wanted to take and steal and siphon and cause harm in my life, blockages in my life. Because I realized God is my source. And God, I need you to send the help, the love, the support that wants to come in. The people who are ready to receive my help. And I'm ready to receive theirs. Somebody wants you isolated. My nose is itching. Somebody be doing magic and everything. Trying to block something. Thinking you doing something and all that. Yeah, look, I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. Creative blocks is solitude. You see that? Somebody is trying to block you and cause some type of creative block in your life. They want you to be content. Didn't I tell you they want you to be content so they can siphon off your energy? That's what this is. Called the creative blocks. Yeah, look, self-acceptance and independence coming out again. So you got self-sufficient and self-acceptance out here. Self-acceptance says nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. This is about for some of you, transformation and love in your life. Love, business, whatever. Yeah, you offer your whole self to love. That's what somebody don't want you to do. And all this green out here, heart chakra again. Somebody don't want you to do this. Somebody is not. And this could be a spirit that's obsessed with y'all or something. Yeah, look, I can't make it up. Love. Love came right out as soon as I said that. For some of you, this is love. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that always remember I am myself in love. Yeah, that's the journey you on. Love, peace, and abundance. And that's cutting the cords and closing out the contracts for other people. And they're not. And that's cutting the cords and closing out the contracts for other people. And they're not having.
What'd you say?
Did I have that pepper today?
Upstairs, Dad.
Yeah. Direction and forgiveness, service, calmness, and trust. Just trust that you're on the right path. Trust that you're on the right path. It says healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to new. And see, that's why you're opening up yourself to something new, or you're getting this new stuff coming in. And it's because you've chose a direction to forgive these people, or you chose a energy to actually, walk in the energy of forgiveness. You're not harboring anything. You're not going to continue to block yourself. You're not going to continue to slow down your manifestations. You're getting this energy of peace, creation, and happiness. You're not moving out of any fear. And you're ready to step into your destiny here. And these people are on your tail. They're on your tail. Wow. Yeah. Well, you gotta forgive her first, then break free. Herbal. You gotta forgive and then break free. Or you gotta really build yourself up and really go through your own self-acceptance and independence and transformation and love journey. Then you can forgive them, then you can break free. And, with that, sometimes you can't even expect closure from people. Expecting closure from a demon spawn is crazy. I don't, I had to come to conclusions with that. Expecting closure from a demon spawn is real crazy. Now you gotta start questioning your mental health, because that's insane. I don't know where we doing that at. They ain't never give you. They gonna give you the runaround, narcissistic behavior and responses. All right, you guys, I must go now. I have some phone calls to make. I love you guys. It was definitely a pleasure. I'll make me a good old peanut butter jelly sandwich, because that's what I've been craving. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. If you guys still want to order your spiritual codes and DNA code list, you can do so on my website. If you would like to book a personal reading, that is also on my website. If you want to soul decoding, contract cancellation, you want to close those contracts, cut those cords, move on with your life, get a clean state. Come on, it's the year of the horse. Get your energetic work done, because y'all been procrastinating on it last year. Okay, if you already gotten done and you're ready to step in the next phase of your journey, I do have programs, classes, school, what to do next, and how to step into what you need to step into next. Okay, I'm here if you need me. My email and all my information is in the bio. Okay, I'm doing a podcast tomorrow, you guys. I'm so excited on spiritual authority. I'm going to be doing a podcast. And the person, I'm going to put it in my story. They're in India. So I'm so super excited to be working internationally.
Wow.
Okay.
What you want to ask me?
Thank you. Thank you. I will enjoy my day. You guys enjoy your day. Lots of love. Lots of love. Okay. Y'all are so welcome. Archangel Michael, I ask that you seal this live. Protect my energy. Protect the energy of the people that are watching this. And let's close this energetic portal down. I love you guys. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Peace. Bye, y'all. Thank you for the gifts, too.